If a woman says to you, get away from me, leave me alone, guys think that she's a guy. So they think she means leave me alone. What she really means is chase me and prove to me you love me. Ladies, if that's true, make some noise. So I understand in a masculine, logical world, if a guy says, leave me alone, you leave him alone. Because that's what he wants. But a woman tells you something, just know, usually it means the opposite of what she's saying.
And you didn't hear any clapping because I took out the music. And so by taking out the music and isolating the voice, you couldn't hear anything else but his voice. But as you can see, they're clapping. So he's spot on. This is what these modern women are doing. They're not communicating what they actually want. And it's not really even a mistake by the man. It's
world. If a guy says, leave me alone, you leave him alone. Because that's what he wants.
It's not a mistake. It's a miscommunication, right? We like to, once again, put all this stuff on the man as if the man did something wrong. As if the man should take responsibility for somebody that's not communicating correctly. Absolutely not. Just say what you mean. I mean, it's that simple, to be honest. Just say what you mean.
This is going to trigger a lot of women. And if it triggers you, that means it was meant for you. I don't avoid the truth just because someone's ego is not ready to take it. A lot of women proudly say I have standards, but what they really mean is, I want a man who gives me everything while I give the bare minimum. You want a man who's emotionally mature, financially stable, loyal, masculine, emotionally intelligent, while you can't handle accountability. You don't know how to communicate. You expect him to read your mind. You don't want a partnership. You want a provider, a therapist, a mind reader, all in one man. You demand emotional maturity where you get defensive the moment you're called out. You want consistency, but chase men who give you anxiety because chaos feels exciting. You say you want a masculine leader, but reject anything that requires you to show up feminine. You call it high standards, but it's really just entitlement. Standards aren't about what you demand from others. Standards are about what you demand from yourself. If you want emotional maturity, heal your triggers. If you want consistency, stop entertaining inconsistency. If you want depth, stop showing up shallow. If you want leadership, be someone worth leading. And that's why you keep getting hurt. Not because good men don't exist, but because you're not the woman your ideal man would choose. Build your standards on your character, not fantasies. Because when you call entitlement empowerment or feminism, it's not confidence, it's delusion.
Let me finish.
Jesus Christ.
Just shut your mouth and let me finish.
Okay.
Thank you. About time. 2 + 2 = 4, would you agree? Is that always true?
What do you mean by always?
It past, present, and in the future. Is it a universal
It
truth?
depends. Like there's like an entire debate over like whether we've like found math or it's always existed. Like for example, if there was no one to see it, like in the cosmos.
You know, in the beginning of the video, I thought, why is he being so rude to her? Then she opened her mouth and I realization that she just want to conversation and argumentation with every session. This is crazy. Some of the people, they argue that 2 + 2 is not always 4. In the cosmos, when you go penetration into the sky, it's 2 + 2, has it always been 4? Or maybe it was 3. But it's not her fault. It's the fault of this android tights with hair guy who bring her into the show. You know why you bring her to explanation her situation? I don't understand Asian. This is crazy. Enough podcast and start to stop doing these shows.
Once again, some men deal with this type of foolishness for literal decades. This is the literal foolishness that they deal with for literal decades. It's always positioning yourself to, oh, well, you know, maybe not, or it might not be. And every single thing has a gray area. Oh, well, it might be this or it might be that. No. This is pretty definitive. And a lot of times what a man will try to do is say, okay, before we get to the gray area, let's establish a black and white. Let's establish a baseline. But modern women play around so much that everything, even the baseline, is going to be gray. It's going to be muddied up. It's not going to be clear. So that when a time comes, and I know the time will come because I know myself, I can get out of any situation.
Most women aren't ready for the responsibility that comes with a stable man, because stability doesn't feed your need for emotional roller coasters. It doesn't scratch that itch for unpredictable validation. For women raised in dysfunction, peace feels boring until you lose it. A good man requires partnership, respect, and a woman who's emotionally regulated, not reactive, not reckless. Stay solid. Good men don't bend, they build. And the right woman rises to meet him.
Oh, I think this woman read my book. Wow. This is exactly why I tell men always stay in your frame. Because what she's saying is if you stay within your frame, you set your boundaries, and you don't tolerate anything from your woman, regardless how emotional she gets on her roller coaster, you just stay solid. It's my rules. This is what I'm sticking to. You either like it, stay, or if you don't like it, there's the door. Those are the only two choices you get. She knows that, hey, I have a good man. He's a solid man. I'm going to stop testing him. The more a man stays in his frame, that's what she's describing, frame, as long as he stays in his frame and she has to come in and live within his frame, she will stay. The man who keeps moving with her emotion shows the woman that this man is not stable. He's not strong enough to hold me within his frame. The second I push, the frame starts to wobble, it starts to break. And every time he gives me my way, he collapses. That is not a strong man. She don't respect that man. She cannot respect that man.
My friend of 4 years just ended our friendship over a man. I'm gonna tell you the story. This is literally what I said. Where did y'all go for y'all anniversary? And she goes, oh, we just went out to dinner. He got me flowers and some jewelry. And I was like, she was like, don't start. And now I'm gonna start. And we all need to start starting with our friends who are accepting like low effort.
She wanted her friend's man. That's why she was trying to plant those negative thoughts in her friend's mind. And the friend noticed that, and that's why she cut her off. Because for their anniversary, this man bought her jewelry, got her flowers, and took her out to dinner. She's making it seem like he did some low effort. When did that become low effort? Flowers, jewelry, and dinner? And that's low effort? And that's really rich calling that low effort from someone who's single, who's not getting anything from anybody. The friend saw right through her and did the right thing and cut her off. Because when you're in a healthy relationship, sometimes single women will try to break up your relationship. One, either they want to have more time with you or they want what you have.
I just need to know from a men's perspective, are you all waiting on girls to talk to you first? Like, are you waiting on a girl to ask you on a date first? Because that's crazy to me. Like, when you're out in public and you're making eyes with a girl and you're, like, making it known that you're attracted to her, but you're not going to say something, how are you not going to say something? Where are the huevos? Where are the huevos these days? I feel like there's so many, like, times that guys want to say something to girls and they don't. Like, is there a guy watching this that can give us some insight? Like, why don't you just do it? Why don't you just do it? Are you scared? Are you waiting for her to say something first? I like my man to be assertive and dominant. If you want to say something to me, say something to me. I'll give you the opportunity. I'll put my phone down.
I don't know why so many women think that it's so easy to approach when they themselves start sweating over the thought of roles reversed. Just off the top of my head, 3 really easy reasons why it is difficult for a man to approach. Number 1, fear of rejection. Number 2, anxiety over what he actually says to you. And number 3, the situation is not ideal. Like, you're not alone. That's just 3, but there's like 100 more.
I said you are not my type, shorty.
Shut your ass up. Look at your lips. Oh my god.
So,
those are like overly.
Yeah. Bro, females don't know how to take rejection nowadays. Obviously, you getting mad. I'm just not interested.
I don't give a fuck what you say to me. You're a monkey. Look at you. You're
bro,
ugly.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not
You're
interested.
ugly.
You've been dismissed. Goodbye.
You think I care about what the fuck you say to me?
So skip me. You've been dismissed.
Your opinion is down here. I don't care.
Yo, you've been dismissed, bro. Go ahead and skip me.
I'm just letting you know what it is and how it is.
Oh, and I'm letting you know what it is and how it is too. You've been dismissed.
You're top.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Top. I'm not interested in you though.
You bum.
The bum ass nigga is rejecting you. That's fine.
Is your wife truly in love with you, or is she in love with the life that you provide her? She is not waking up every day excited for you, is she? No butterflies, no fire in her eyes when you walk through the door, right? She is in love with the life that you have built for her and terrified of watching it disappear. Most wives in long-term marriages, they are not staying because their hearts still race when you come home and walk through the door. They stay because she is protecting what she has. They stay because of the kids. They stay because of social conventions. What will people say? How will it look? She's not choosing you every morning like it's a brand new romance, right? She's choosing this. The paid off house that finally feels like home, the kids thriving in the best schools, the health insurance and the solid retirement accounts, and those annual family vacations that everybody envies. And most of all, listen closely, she is choosing not to lose half of everything and start over from zero. That is not passionate love. That is asset protection. And most long-term marriages are not fueled by love or desired anymore. That is gone. They are kept running on habit and convenience like a well-oiled machine that nobody dares to turn off. She runs the house like a CEO, calendar locked in, everything picture perfect from the outside, but she has not looked at you with real hunger in her eyes in years, maybe even decades. You guys are elite co-managers at best. Financiers are locked down, household running smooth, sure. Family schedule executed like clockwork, thanks to her, okay. But the bedroom? It's a duty at best, silent at worst, and date nights maybe still happen, polite dinners, safe small talk over some wine, but not the kind where you can't keep your hands off of each other and end up against the wall in whatever room that you stumble into. Everyone admires your stable, successful life from the outside, while the passion quietly is starved to death every single day. And here's the brutal reality. She fears losing the lifestyle. You fear the divorce, the sky-high attorney fees, the child support, the alimony, the bloody war over literally every single asset. So neither one of you makes a move. You won't leave. She won't leave. You kiss goodnight, smile for family photos, keep the routine spinning, acting like everything is peachy keen. But what's really holding this marriage together is not love. It is fear. Fear, cold, paralyzing fear is the only glue keeping you guys together. She's still an incredible wife on paper. Sure. Organized, supportive, amazing mom, perfect hostess. Okay. But the spark is gone and the terror of losing everything else outweighs the quiet unhappiness. So you're no longer her dream. You're her safest bet. You can joke with your boys. It's cheaper to keep her, but deep down, you both know the damn truth. You are hostages in your own home and in your own marriage. So ask yourself this tonight. Is she truly in love with you, or is she just too scared to let go of the life that you provide her? Because there is a big difference between those two.
I mean, I'm 60, 70 years old. I don't need to stumble into any room. I fool around, stumble down the stairs and stumble into the ER. So you don't necessarily need all of that, right? I see what she's talking about. You got to keep the passion going. You got to keep the fire going and the romance. Yeah, you got to still go out on date night. I understand it from that perspective. But once again, I think we got to start getting away from this. Oh, it's so passionate. It's alive. I got to put you in a chokehold and put you out the window and you scream into the top of your lungs. You don't have to do that. Long term, what they say, slow and steady. Do you hear any fire, any passion in that? No. Slow and steady. Easy does it. And you ain't got to be boring, but easy does it. A lot of times we try to put too much complexity into a relationship. Easy does it. Are you happy? Yeah, I'm happy. Are you happy? Yeah, I'm happy. Hey, man, I want to take a trip over to California to see the beaches. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have fun doing it. Hey, let's go over here. Let's go over there. Let's go get some food over here. Man, we was in LA. Man, we saw this, we saw that. And man, we said, shoot, why not just go to San Diego? San Diego, 4 hours away. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Hey, we retired. We can do whatever we want. That's what my parents do that type of stuff. Hey, man, we were just in the area. You were in the area. You were 6 hours away. Oh, it ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump. You were 6 hours away. It's not a hop, skip, and a jump. That's a road trip. Oh, we just figured if we was going to be okay, we'll go ahead and drive then. Oh, we was in the area and our friends wanted to stay over. And so we stayed over and we talked to them and whoo, I'm tired. We got home at 2:00 in the morning. Oh, me and your mom just going to hang out. We're just going to drive 3 hours away and hang out and come back. You gonna drive 3 hours away just to hang out and then come back the same day? All right. Whatever you want to do, y'all do it. The point of life is to do something and find something that you want to do with your partner. I know y'all like to be bent over. I know y'all like to do all of that hot and steamy stuff that you see on the TV. But at some point in time, a lot of that is going to dwindle a little bit. Y'all not going to be swinging from the chandeliers and doing all. Not to say that when you get a little bit older, you can't, because you can. You definitely can. You definitely can. But this notion that, you know, everything is dead and it's a duty. And I hope that's not what you're saying. It's dead, it's a duty because this ain't happening, that ain't happening. You ain't got to do all that. Slow and steady. Easy does it. Now, if you want to do the passionate, then we fast paced, we're going, because you got some people that over time in long relationships, that's the way they do it. Man, we always on the go, man. We got a van, we got an RV. My mother-in-law, man, oh man, I got a van, I'm fixing it up and I'm working on my van and I'm doing this, I'm doing there. I'm trying to travel and do X, Y, and Z. Oh man, we going here and we doing that. Now, well, let me not say that. The point is, whatever you want to do at any age, you can do it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. As wild as you want to be, as far out there as you want to be, or as, hey man, we just chilling, relaxed, calm as you want to be, you can do it. You can do it. Y'all got to be on the same wavelength and mindset. Now it can't be all calm and no passion. You know, it can't be all of that. It can't be one of the. It's got to be a mixture of both, right? So you kind of getting out of your shell and doing get out of your routine, which I think is what you're trying to say. Get out of that routine, right? Everything's been executed correctly. Get out of that routine. Do something a little different. Change it up a little bit, which is, I think, what you're saying. If that's what you're saying, then yeah, kind of put that routine to the side. It's great to have a routine. It's great to be disciplined, but try to do something a little bit. Hey man, we had fun. Man, we did X, Y, and Z, man. We're looking to do it again real soon. Yeah, that's cool.
Men, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Men genuinely believe that no one is coming to save you, and they are totally alone. But what if I told you they had reason to believe this? I would encourage you to go watch some YouTube videos from a woman named Nora Vincent. Nora lived as a man named Ned for 18 months. In 2006, she wrote a book called Self-Made Man about the experience. She was treated so poorly as a man that sometimes she was actually physically sick. Her key takeaway wasn't that women don't struggle. It was that men's struggle is entirely different and completely misunderstood by women. So there's a constant internal stress and an internal battle that men are facing that often the women in their lives don't see and often can't understand. After the experience, she struggled so much with depression that she actually unalived herself. Ladies, if you look at the suicide rates among men, you can see there's something going on and there's a problem. Sometimes I think we forget that men are emotional and they do have feelings and they do need support. When I learned this and really understood it as a woman, I understood why a man wants peace in a partner. That's what he'll seek. Someone who will bring him peace, not just externally, but internally. Something that will help him win the war he's fighting in himself. Ladies, I encourage you very much to just go talk to someone you know, a guy you know. Try to get them to open up. Ask how they're really feeling or thinking, and it'll be hard. They might not want to do that, but I think you'd be shocked at what you would hear.
When a man decides to reset his life, the first thing that he does is not about jumping into the gym. It's not about changing how he looks at all. He restricts access to himself. He becomes more selective with who gets access to him, who gets access to his energy, who can reach him, who gets access to him emotionally, he starts to pull back from people that literally drain him. He will stop explaining himself. He will stop entertaining chaos. He stops giving unlimited access to people that add pressure to his life instead of peace. He restructures his circle, his priorities, and his schedule. Let me be clear, this is not because he's cold-hearted. No, he is focused now. Now, we all know that men are emotionally intelligent. They don't cut people off because they're angry. They cut people off because they are done bleeding out in places that cannot heal him. When a man is in his reset season, it is all about him guarding his peace. We all know when a man is protecting his peace, everything in his life is about to blow up.
She says you should feel safer with men around. IDK why women choose the bear. Goes for a bench press. Not gonna get it. Oh no, missed the lower set of hooks. Watch how long it takes for someone to help me get out of this failed bench press. Alright sister, let's see it. She's doing pretty well. It's not touching her neck. She's strong enough to avoid that. Looks like the plates are not falling off. I guess she has the clips on the bar. If you want to fail a bench press, by the way, by yourself, don't put the clips on the bar. And she got out of it though. Nice. So, not a massive deal. Was not in any major danger, it seemed like, which it could go bad. Guy walks by like nothing happened. It looks like by the time this guy walks by, you were out from underneath the bar and you had just set it back in the hooks. What did you want him to do? Come over and pat you on the shoulder and say, "Are you okay?" Then you'd say he's being an abrasive man who thinks women can't take care of themselves? Now let's read her caption. I don't post fails often, but this one was wild. One of the many reasons why I hate bench pressing. If you don't have a friend with you, it could get ugly real fast. Watching that guy walk past was crazy though. According to this woman's profile, she is the lesbian community's favorite weightlifter and insecure straight men's worst nightmare. I like how you capitalized insecure straight men. Then this guy comments, no, this video is actually perfect. Going for a 1-rep max with no spotter, fails the lift and gets stuck, and guess whose fault it is? That's right, men. Who aren't even in the video. Woman puts herself in a dangerous position and blames imaginary men who aren't even there for it. And then someone says, meanwhile, she's dressing like a tough alpha biker man. Yeah, that's a common lesbian aesthetic.
Women are revealing themselves all over the place. So the last 2 posts I made, if you didn't see them, check them out. The first one was about women becoming accidentally childless because we're too picky. And then I posted about my husband saying that my used to be amazing and me not getting angry and just like, yeah, that's the truth. They used to be amazing. Now they're less amazing. And I just am getting responses from women saying, like, we feel like you settled. We feel concerned. We feel like surrender is, we want to hear about how life is so amazing and loving and you're worshipped. And we want to hear the love story. This is why we're single. Oh, my car is beeping at me. We are so unlogical. And I know unlogical is not a word. We are not logical. We get to co-create with God. We get to have a family. We get to be a mother. But that takes surrender. It's not settling. It's surrendering. It's seeing relationship as pathway to intimacy with God and intimacy with your husband. What are we doing? How many of your friends are accidentally childless? How many of your loved ones are completely alone, seeking connection, seeking love, and they are not experiencing love because we're too picky, because we're finicky, because we don't know how to surrender, because we don't know how to say, life is the way that life is, and I'm going to be great with it however it is. We're not good at that. Women are sold a fairy tale, a fantasy from Disney and everywhere else, and I want to tell you, there is a God-sized, family-sized hole in your heart, and you cannot fill it with any amount of clicks, any amount of views, anything except for God and family, and to have that, you need to surrender to a relationship. So I'm going to double down on what I'm saying. It's not settling. It's choosing. You women out there are allowing your entire lineage to end with you. People toiled and slaved and worked and farmed for you to exist, thousands of them, and you are going to let it end with you because you are just so picky? Stop it. Get married, surrender, love.
Unfortunately, I can understand your point of view and why you're thinking this way, but what you have to understand is how you speak then becomes your reality. What you say becomes what you endure. So if you keep enduring this, this is because of your selection in the men that you keep choosing. I've been on that side of the road. I crossed that street, and I will not think like that any longer because good men absolutely do exist. Trust me. Not all men cheat. The ones you choose were the cheaters.
Here's my hot take, and it's probably going to piss a lot of you off. Men only want to be fed and left alone. And the reason that they get mad is because at least one of three of these things is not happening.
12 seconds later.
I'm laughing at myself because I just rewatched that video and wow. I'm too evolved for because in this moment, I am realizing that I have a lot of work to do around hating men. And who would have thought that if I want men to respect me, I need to respect them as well. Damn it!
Here's my hot take that might ruffle some feathers. She is only scratching the surface, and absolutely she's right in that she needs to do a ton of work at dismantling her hate for men. But it is not just that men need respect. Like, absolutely they need that. Like, I think that is a human decency, like, basic for anybody. But what the man needs that you're wanting to be in a relationship with is for you to understand men, for you to understand him. And that historically is what women struggle with the most, because what it takes from women is not always being right, taking accountability, saying I'm sorry, and putting the relationship needs beyond your own personal gain. That is what most women struggle with, even women that already respect men as a whole. Unfortunately, the men that come along and try to help her in the healing process, those are the guys that are like most likely the really good guys. They are genuine and they are patient and they are loyal. Unfortunately, those are the guys that end up getting the most hurt, and that is what's really messed up.
Well, at least we can say that pretty quickly she took accountability. A lot of times these modern women, they'll wait until years go by and take accountability. Well, it wasn't my fault. The man, for these modern women, they have to come to a fork in the road. Are you at 50 years old going to finally be a good person? Or are you going to continue to the right and be a terrible person? Oh, I've been talking to my therapist and I have to confront the demons of yesteryear, the demons of 30, 40 years ago. When I said this to my husband and I left my kids and they haven't spoken to me since, and I've been lying and carrying on and nothing has worked. I've tried to do it my way and I can't seem to figure out. And now talking to my therapist, I see that I'm the problem. I see that I was the issue. And now I've reached out and I've connected with my ex-husband. I've apologized to him. Obviously, he's married and in another relationship and he's got kids from that relationship. And our kids talk to him and they hang out with them and they have Christmas and Thanksgiving together. And, you know, I'm kind of lonely. Maybe I have some friends come by and check on me here and there. And my boss that I work with, she loves me. So she calls and she even offers for me to come over on the holidays because she knows I don't have anybody. You know, that's all great. But, you know, deep down inside, my life is in shambles because my life didn't turn out the way that I thought it would. These are scenarios that these modern women who be out here lying and carrying on, not taking accountability, end up in. It's fun for the first few years because you by yourself, you don't have to worry about taking care of nobody else. Man, if I wanted a pizza for dinner, I can do that. Man, if I wanted to go driving out in the middle of the night, I can do that because I don't have anybody else that I'm responsible for. It's just me and it's easier. But you don't understand and you don't recognize, okay, those are the benefits of being by myself. I have to remember why I even got into a relationship in the first place. And I have to enjoy the benefits of being with somebody else. But too many times, modern women are selfish and they're stingy. And they don't do like she did. They get all the way down the road, still want it. They get married. They're doing all of the things that would indicate that they are selfless, but they're actually still very stingy. They're very stingy. In their heart, they hold grudges. Well, I did this and I'm expecting him to do X, Y, and Z. And then when the man says, hey, come around and see what I do. Let me show you what I do for the house. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that. That's not important to me. What's important to me is you doing the things that I want you to do, how I want you to do them, when I want you to do them. So if I tell you to take care of the kids like this, if I tell you to talk to the kids like this, if I tell you to talk to the doctor and contact the doctor and to be here over at this specific doctor, to sign them up for this specific sport, talk to this specific teacher and tell this teacher this specific thing, you do everything exactly like I told you to do. And now you're talking about, oh, I have 4 kids instead of 3. Right? There's so many different layers to how this could go wrong and how a woman could escape accountability or put accountability to the side for years. Right? But good on you for taking accountability, for saying, you know what? I have a lot to learn. And like Emily said, a lot is the key word. Because like I said, you can spend hours dissecting all of the terrible places that her mind could go and where she would be if she continues with this line of thinking. Seriously, you could be a terrible person, a person completely in shambles.
How childhood neglect creates romantic obsession in women. When you grow up without enough love, you become an expert at seeing love where there isn't any. You build stories in your mind. If I say the right thing, if I'm patient enough, they'll see I'm the one. Mm-hmm. It's like an addiction to the idea of being chosen. Mm-hmm. Your body mistakes anxiety for excitement, mm-hmm. and your mind calls it chemistry. Mm-hmm. That's not romance, that's survival. It's what happens when you were loved inconsistently as a child, when one day you were hugged, mm-hmm. and the next day ignored. Mm-hmm. You learned that love meant chasing, proving, overgiving. Mm-hmm. As an adult, you fall for emotionally unavailable men, mm-hmm. because deep down, you're still trying to earn the affection that once felt out of reach. Mm-hmm. It's why so many women overthink texts, replay conversations, and feel empty when they don't get a response. Mm-hmm. They're not crazy, they're traumatized. Mm-hmm. They're just trying to fix the past with people who mirror it. Mm-hmm. You don't have to keep repeating the same cycle. Just take Liven's free 3-minute quiz, and it helps you see where your triggers come from and how to finally feel safe in love.
So now guys that are handy are no longer in demand?
I feel like I dated a lot of guys in New York City that couldn't fix things, and I got the ick. Yeah. I was like, if I can fix it and you can't, that's like grossing me out.
The thing is, for me, like if a guy's too handy, I don't like it.
Like you don't want them to have a tool belt.
No, that turns me off. Like if he knows too much about toilets, I'm like, what?
Get
like,
in it.
Yeah.
Let me put your head in there.
Yeah. Women like this are only good for back shots because I don't even want to look at you with a steak. She straight up is saying the average blue collar guy, let's take her example. Toilets, a plumber. Yo, plumbers make like double what the average college graduate makes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's insane. Average blue collar work. Now, you know, women don't want to have them. The tool belt thing. If he wears a tool belt, I don't want that. What? Like, no offense to her, but she's not even a looker for one. But for the fact that guys that could fix things around the house, and the first girl's like, oh, if I could fix something and you can't, I just get the ick. I've dated a lot of guys in New York. Yeah, because you're just passed around and they can't fix. Like, yo, dog, YouTube University is out there. With equality, she wants equality, she could learn. Same way, like, yo, if she wanted to, you know, she got a flat tire, she wanted to fix it, yo, 5 minutes on YouTube will teach you exactly how to change that flat tire. But I should already know, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a guy. But if you could fix something that I can't, come on, bro. These chicks be spitting all this crazy, and that's why they're both single. That's why they're both single, insufferable, because of the ideology that they have about the average working man, like electricians, plumbers, you know what I'm saying? People that do HVAC, all that work is good work, you know? Construction workers. You're gonna tell me tool belt people that could fix stuff in the house are no longer worthy? This is why these women will be single and stay single, because back shots, I don't even want to look at you.
If a man has no friends, pay attention. If a man has no friends or only a very small circle, do not get it twisted. That is not a red flag. That is a man who has mastered himself. Yeah. A man without friends or with a very small circle is a very secure man. He has learned that quality matters more than quantity. and he does not need an audience to validate his worth. His confidence comes from inside, not from the approval of others. He is not afraid to be alone because he knows his own strength. He is very selective with his energy and with who he lets into his life, and that is a good quality to have. He walks away from drama and gossip because he has built a peaceful life for himself and does not want to let that go. He does not need to be surrounded by people to feel complete. He is comfortable, he is grounded, he is steady, and he does not waste time on meaningless relationships. He knows what he wants, and he does not waste time chasing things that do not matter. So if you come across a man with very few friends or a very small circle, do not underestimate him. That is not loneliness, that is discipline. He knows peace, it is not isolation, that is self-mastery. And men like that are the hardest ones to replace.
I hate men. I've heard this from women my entire life. It's so common these days to hear women say, all men are blank, men ain't, and grouping them together and casting a judgment on the entire sex. And I've just never felt that way. In circles of women, they would often say, well, you probably don't feel this way towards men because you haven't experienced blank, insert the plethora of traumatic instances that can happen with men. And when I would share my stories that I often had, they would be like, well, you have all the reason to hate men, why don't you? Women's resentment towards men is not entirely misplaced, obviously. Look around at the world, abroad, and in our own local communities. When I think of the main reasons why women feel such hatred towards men, I just don't see a world where we correct those issues without men. Often the force required to correct the ferocity of evil-filled men is the ferocity of good-filled men. Obviously, women too. Men in their grounded, higher state are a force to be reckoned with. Okay, quick story time. I was a teenager walking into a store with my little brother, and to my right, a car pulls up full of men, waving a gun, trying to coerce me to get into the car and kidnap me. I moved my brother to the side, and as I did, this old cowboy was walking out of the store towards us, saw everything that was happening, and he puts his hand on his back pocket to reach for his gun, and the car saw what he was doing and immediately drove off. And I'll never forget this moment because it was this crazy juxtaposing scene of men in their absolute unhinged nature, and then men in their beautiful protector, higher nature for someone he didn't even know. And it really did show how men can be a part of the solution to the problems they also create. I don't know if you know, but men account for 80% of the suicides in the United States. And I encourage you to listen to this incredible podcast. I have it up right here. It's called Young Men Are Quietly Giving Up. And this really alarms me as we're moving into a time where we really, really need strong men. Many women have absolutely no freedoms in different corners of the earth. And I'm just going to speak to the modern Western world for a second. In women's attempts and pursuit for male accountability, I feel like it has hardened so many women's outlook of men altogether. And you got a modern dynamic now where women are walking around incredibly jaded, and they project this energy onto men in their entirety, and then feel a lot of resistance to having accountability themselves. Like a collective grievance that turned into an absolving of looking into the mirror. We can so often become the archetype of the thing we protest. I believe reestablishing a sense of sacredness between the sexes is going to be a big part of the solution here. And both sexes have a lot of work to do here. Objectification is such a big part of this to men, and I hope we can continue to hold men accountable while also as women taking ownership of the parts that we should, like when we electively objectify ourselves and further feed into that energy that in the end doesn't serve us, and be a bit honest with that. I'm curious if you've had a journey with your relationship to men and how you see us all walking forward unified together.
So the disrespect I see some of y'all women take in the name of being a girl's girl is insane. Few discretions advised.
Tweet says, scared of getting in a relationship because what if it works out and I'll never be single again? I'm almost scared to get into a relationship for real because I don't not want to be single. I want my autonomy. I want to be able to do what I want to do. I want to be able to gaslight you niggas every now and then. I want to be able to do everything that I want to do. Yeah.
To have this kind of a take is so odd to me because being in a relationship is not mandatory. There's no law. There's no one that can force you. Nothing. It is literally a decision. That's like me coming on here complaining about having to move to Pakistan, knowing I don't have to do it. Literally, there's no law that is going to force me to move to Pakistan. It is simply a decision. Shorty really got on here and said she's scared to be in a relationship because she doesn't not want to be single. Ma'am, is your brain functioning properly? Like, is everything firing on all cylinders the way it should? Because you do know you can be single for as long as you want. As long as you want. There is literally no threat to your singlehood. You are in 100% control on being in a relationship or not being in a relationship. And to think she got on a platform and said this with her whole chest. What be wrong with some of y'all? And y'all want me to believe this generation of women is the most educated of all time? You gotta be kidding me.
And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I look at you and your relationship and it feels limiting to me. And it might not feel limiting to you, but for where I am and on my journey and like where I am and being single, I couldn't imagine being like, oh, let me tell him.
And to think, in the name of friendship, you sat on this platform and allowed that woman to disrespect your relationship that you chose to be in because she's on a different path in life. If it's one thing that scares me most about female friendships, I don't understand the moral code. I don't know what code they actually follow. Every female group has a completely different code. I'll be damned my homeboy would ever say something like that to me just because he's on a different path in life. Like, yeah, bro, I love being single. I love being outside and doing my own thing and gaslighting women. And sometimes I look at you like, damn, I feel sorry for you, bro. What? He'd be lucky if I don't swing on him right in that moment. Are you crazy? I chose to be here because I want to be here. I'm enjoying myself in this relationship. It is not your place to criticize my relationship in a situation that has nothing to do with you. No one is telling you to be in a relationship. You don't have to. You know what? I think sometimes I get a little too ahead of myself and I care too much about certain topics. And I'm like, there's no way I could be on a podcast platform and be disrespected in this manner and just be letting them go off and say their shit, get their shit off their chest. You crazy. It's unfortunate that this woman does not even realize she's being blatantly disrespected. Not only directly, but her friend is also disrespecting her relationship and her decision making. And fellas, we got to be careful on who our women call friends, because if she got one of these in her corner, it's a good chance your relationship ain't gonna make it. But you know what? Fortunately for y'all, you ain't got to listen to nothing I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
And that's what I just finished saying in another clip that Emily King was reviewing. The woman ended up, Emily was responding to it, but the woman ended up taking accountability. She was like, man, if basically she listed out 3 things that men really wanted. And she said, it's a good chance that the man's going to be upset if you're not doing one of these 3 things. And then she came back almost immediately and said, hey, man, I just watched this video back and it lets me know I have some work to do on the way that I think. That's what I'm saying. One thing that I mentioned when reviewing that clip or responding to that clip is a lot of these modern women, even though they're in relationships, even though they're doing all of the things that would indicate to you that they're selfless, they're actually very selfish. I want this for me. I want to do this. I want to do that. A lot of these modern women see relationships, they see marriage as a necessary evil. It's not really even a phase for them. Like they see it as, oh, shoot, well, all of my friends are getting married. Well, I mean, I guess that's the trend. I guess I need to find me a guy that, I guess, I really don't like this guy over here, but, he's good enough. I got to hurry up and get married because all of my friends are doing it. And I don't want to be the only one left out. I don't want to be the only one in the group that's coming to the holidays. And I know you probably think, man, holidays, that's trivial. But the holidays is when a lot of people spend time together, man. A lot of, it's like, I don't ask for much, but I want you in the important parts of my life, which would be the holidays. You see, and it's hard to get over that because everybody, almost quite literally everybody is with family. So I don't want to be left out of that. I don't want to be the only one that what it look like me showing up to a party or a dinner and I'm sitting there alone by myself, down at the end of the table. Man, I don't want that to be me. And then everybody down there trying to talk to me, they wail on the other side of the table and they trying to holler, hey, how you doing down there? You okay? So it's so hard to hear you. Move down here. And now I got to bring my chair down there and got to scoot in the middle of you and your wife. And now I got to try to, talk on both sides. And yeah, that's great. Yeah, nobody want to do that, man. That's weird. That's awkward. And I know it's like, well, man, that's what you got to do. It's not all that weird. I get it. But don't nobody want to go do that. Seriously. And so when they see their friends get married, well, let me find somebody. Let me get something. Oh, everybody's having kids. I want to be in the club. Well, let me go get some kids. I really don't want these babies. I don't want these chokers, but everybody else is doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I get back in the club. Oh, everybody's wearing Aloe or Lululemon, I want to be a part of the club. I want to be cool. And modern women continue to do things. Like I said, they're doing all of the mom things. They're doing all of the wife things, but they're doing it for themselves. You're just reaping the benefits. I see my life in a certain way. I see me as a certain person. You as a husband, you're just reaping the benefits of me sleeping with you because it's something that I have to do. This is something that, they say that I need to do in a marriage. I go to these church marriage counseling seminars, or go to a therapist, and that's what she says I have to do. I'm thinking of one time, a woman was counseling another young lady on how to meet men in a certain place. And this young lady just went down the line of things that she'd already, oh yeah, I already got that covered. Oh yeah, I do this, and this. I'm going here, and here, and I'm doing this, and this. Ain't no mention about what I'm doing to improve myself as an actual person. What I'm willing to do, what I'm willing to give up, how selfless I'm willing to be in a relationship. It's all, I've added this, I've added that. She's speaking like she didn't went and took a class. Oh yeah, I took that class, and now I'm doing the work, and I got an internship, and I'm progressing nicely in my career. Modern women are treating marriage as a career, as a rung in career advancement. And the man come into the relationship looking for an actual companion. Oh man, and a woman fool around. Oh man, after 8 years, I wanted to just be about me. I'm tired of keeping up this facade. I can't be selfish like I want to be. Yeah, I got married, but my heart was never really truly in it. And so now, because I want to be happy, I'm going to break up my family. I'm going to leave the people that are dependent on me, because at all costs, I got to be happy. And of course, when I break up with them, I'm going to be happy for maybe 3 or 4 years, right? Because I'm alone and I can do whatever I want. And then I'm going to say, all right, well, on to the next. I want to jump on the next trend. And if that's me getting married again, I'll do that. But this time with a little bit of stipulations, right? I'll take marriage in this specific situation, one that benefits me a little bit more, right? Because I've got cachet, I've got skin in the game. So now, instead of taking, getting 50% of what I want, now I can get 80% of what I want. And they truly, genuinely believe, okay, boom, I got 80% of what I wanted in this marriage, so I'll divorce him. I'll stick around for maybe 3 or 4 years, do what I want. And now, because I'm older, maybe I'm more educated, maybe I'm more established as a person, and now I can go into my 3rd or 4th marriage and get 100%. And then if I get that, I have enough evidence to go back and say, ladies never settle. Ladies hold out. Ladies don't wait. It's nothing but selfishness, even though it looks like they're being selfless.